Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. This is Saga and this is a follow-up video on the last fastest leveling method I posted, which was costing 15 to 25k PANSUNS, while this is literally 20 to 60 minutes of your time based on RNG and no PANSUNS whatsoever. Big thanks to our friend Bashful Sun who gave us nice insight on last video, and he made me rethink about posting this for new players who are struggling with PANSUNS, even if it's only 15k PANSUNS. The way to farm is exactly the same as last one, only TEMs and SV requirements are a bit different and easier to get and can be achieved literally without any breeding at all. I'll only explain the two TEMs in this video on TEMTEM website. If you want gameplay and item explanation, feel free to check out the original video on the top right, and it will also be in the description below. So let's get started. So here we are on the tem.team website, and I'm going to explain from scratch on what are the two TEMs and what do you need to look out for in the stats itself. So if you want to do it yourself, you can also do it with another TEM as well, as long as you understand the basics. If you do not care about the explanation and just want the summary of what I'm about to discuss in the next 3 or 5 minutes, I will put a timestamp down below as well, where you can just click on summary and get the idea directly. So for anyone who wants to actually know how it works and how we are going to calculate, let's put Brocklim in there first. All of the SVs are 50, which is what it will be at the best possible state on a random encounter, which is not really possible to be honest, but let's just say we keep it as it is. So one thing to only notice that we need is 334 HP. So we need to do 334 damage to it. That's the base of what we need to do. So first of all, let's take a Lovatel in here, which is the same as the last method. The trait has to be Voodoo, and that's pretty much one requirement that you have. The trait has to be Voodoo, so if you're catching up your poise for this, it has to be Amphibian. Next time we are going to have here is basically a Scunch. So let's understand what exactly do we need. We need to do 334 damage, which we are going to do through a Lovatel against with the trait Voodoo, which is 75% of the damage is replicated to rival. So first of all, what we need is the damage that Lovatel does to Scunch should be equal to 334 or more. So in this case, even if you get a 1 attack Lovatel, like a 1 SV attack Lovatel, and put 500 points into its attack and select Matter Teleport into Scunch, you are still killing the Scunch. As you can see, 146% damage dealt. Ignore this because this does not work correctly on TEMTEM, so you have to calculate this manually. So let's go back to Scunch. Scunch has 330 HP right now, and if you do 100% damage to the Scunch, it's gonna do 75% of that to the Brocklim. You need to do 334 damage. So what you need to do is, you need your HP to be high enough that it can kill the Brocklim. So for example, in this scenario, we need, I'm just gonna put 500 and then go a little bit down because I know the value. So for example, we need exactly 462 points in HP to get 446 HP. Now let me just open the calculator so you can do this calculation by yourself. You put the amount of HP that the Scunch has, which is 446, and multiply it by 0.75. And that's the answer, 334.5, which is a guaranteed kill on this Brocklim basically. This same theory also applies on Wenmet as well. So if you, instead of Scunch you want to go with Wenmet, you can do the same thing. All you need to do is make sure that your Wenmet has 446 points in HP, or your Scunch has 446 points in HP. So there are two ways to achieve this. First, you go for a 50 HP Scunch. Any Scunch from Wild is also okay, or you can buy one from Auction House if you want. It only needs to have 50 points in HP. The least you can go basically is 45 points in HP, because when you put 500 points in TVs, it is still gonna be 447. Anything below that cannot reach the 446 mark that we need. So that is very important. So that's one thing you need, which is 45 points in HP for Scunch. Everything else can be whatever you want, whatever trait, whatever gender, it does not matter. The only thing that you need is 45 or more SVs in HP and 500 points in HP, or If it is a 50, then you need to adjust your HP to make sure that it is 466. sorry, 446, my bad. It should be 446. As long as you have 446 points of HP on Scunch, you're good to go. Now there's one more thing that you need. So again, this Luotal, even on one attack, 500 points, it kills the Scunch, as you can see. So basically any Luotal you catch in wild should be good to go. It does not matter if it's one attack or 50, whatever, it works. Just put all the points in attack and you're good to go. There's only one catch over here that you need to take care of, which is Broccolem always does a Plague, which is a 3 prio which goes before the Luotal. So you need to make sure your Luotal is actually faster than this Broccolem, right? So let's put some points in here. So as you can see, Broccolem is 208 speed. So you need to be at least 209 speed on your Luotal. So let's go ahead and put some points in Luotal. So you need exactly 227 points in speed to get 209 speed. Now you must be saying, if you need a 50 speed, then that's gonna take a long time to farm something that's one attack. Like any attack is okay, but 50 speed, right? So that's not the case. Let's put 500 points in speed and then reduce the speed counter by as much as we can, but still be above 208 speed, right? Because that's what we want at the end of the day. So let's see where we can go. And 7 is where we have 210 speed. So the only thing you need on Luotal, like go to wild, like go for a wild encounter, the only thing you need is 7 or more speed, because anything from 1 to 50 attack is gonna work. The only thing you need is 7 or more speed on a Luotal. So go for a wild Luotal, look for 7 or more, and you're good to go. Once you have both of these down, you can decide how you want to proceed from there. If you just caught a Scunch, you can just clap it with a Mimit and make 4 more of those by just locking the HP. If you don't want to do that, if you don't want to waste any Pansons at all, then just grind a few more Scunches and you should be good to go. But once you have them and you have your TV spread correctly, you are good to go at that point. Now let's take a look at the quick summary. So you need only 2 TEMs, a Luotal and a Scunch. Luotal should have only 7 or more points of SV in speed, and Scunch must have 45 or more SVs in HP. Anything else other than that doesn't really matter on both of the TEMs. Luotal of course needs to have the Voodoo trait, which means amphibian on the pupois, so be sure of that, but anything else other than that doesn't really matter at all. That will be the video, guys. If you guys like the content, please consider subscribing to the channel and hit the notification button to be notified of new videos. Share this to your new coming TEMTEM friends, as this helps almost anyone new or returning player get into PvP faster, as they can invest their hard-earned Pansons on PvP TEMs instead of leveling TEMs. If you have any feedback, please feel free to drop them in the comments below, and feel free to join our community Discord for more discussion and activities. I'll catch you guys in the next video. Take care and stay safe, guys.